It's crazy glare.
What?
Getting a crazy glare. I'm going live on top of that. Let's see. How's that? Well, that's good. All right, we'll get started here in a second. Let's see if we can find it on Facebook. Hey, Ma.
Yeah.
Can you go to the app and see if it's working on the app? Mark's telling me it's live on YouTube. I'll be with you in a second. We're just making sure everything's working. Just see if you get it on the app. All right. Start here in a moment. We're just trying to make sure. Oh, there we go. All right. We are working on Facebook, although it seems to be somewhat paused. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's going. All right, you got me? All right, look, everything's working. What do you know? So, okay, so what are we doing? We're working right now. We are going right now, as far as I'm concerned, 4 places, right? We've got the YouTube feed for Right Side Broadcasting. We're on there. This lighting's not good. Right Side Broadcasting. We're on Facebook Live. Right now, it looks like we have about, 2,000 people. And we are on the app. It's working on the app. And it's also on the DennisMichaelLynch.com website. So now there's 4 places to where you can find this. And I want to thank the guys at Right Side Broadcasting and our good buddy Mark, who developed the app and is working with us every day here to make sure we're getting things to you. We're expanding on the technology. It's amazing. Then on top of that, I have to tell you something. My boy Harlan, man. My boy Harlan, he is delivering huge. I'm going to tomorrow to confirm what he has already seen yesterday. He sent me the photographs. We have found a warehouse. This place is amazing. It's in Manhattan. And I'm going to go check it out tomorrow, confirm that everything I've seen is in pictures is as good as it is in real life. And if that's the case, I'll be giving a deposit, hopefully, and we have a location. And let me tell you something. This place is sensational. Oh, sensational. All right, let's dive right into it. This is not going to be the longest walk and talk, because if you can't tell, I'm sitting and talking. And I am so very busy today getting prepared for my trip to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration and all the events that we're going to be covering. I will get to you the information that you need to know about that at the end of this sit and talk here. So don't go away, especially at the end. I'm figuring we'll probably go right now for about 25 minutes to 30 minutes. So I'm going to hit out a lot of topics, going to hit them quick. All right. First and foremost, if you haven't gotten the app yet, I don't know what else to say to you other than why. What are you thinking? Yesterday alone, I received more than 1,700 emails about the app itself. People just saying, I love it. Thank you so much. The way I'm getting my news now, it's all coming through. It comes through on the app. I don't have to worry about Facebook. I don't have to worry about what is true, what's not true, what's out there fake news, what's out there real news. We have our articles. They're written in easy to understand, short bites, if you will. They don't go on forever, and they're not like this. They're just perfect sized. Some of it with video, you name it. If you just want to title surf, we try to make that for you as well. This way we know you're busy. You can't go reading everything. You're getting all your information through the app. How do you get the app? I'm going to tell you one more time. You go to the App Store for iPhones or for iPads, and you search Dennis Michael Lynch or DML app. I would go to the Dennis Michael Lynch thing because there really is nobody else, right? There's only one Dennis Michael Lynch. And so you'll see me, and I'll be sitting there all serious and stuff. And then you'll see it. You download the app. You're good to go. All right? That's number 1. Number 2 is if you have an Android or if you have a tablet, you go to the play.google.com store, and same thing. Search for Dennis Michael Lynch DML app. You download it, and let me tell you, this is the greatest resource there is. In fact, Donald Trump said yesterday in an interview, hey, ladies, thank you very little. You are my favorites. All right, so anyway, guys never do that. My sons wouldn't be sitting there talking while I'm on a walk and talk. But anyway, what was I saying to you? Donald Trump was just giving an interview yesterday. I can't remember who it was to, but he said that he believes that there will be an enormous amount of Facebook competition going forward, that no longer are they going to control the whole thing, and I couldn't agree more. Okay, let's get into that. Speaking of which, so today for politics, we're going to talk about Donald Trump and how it is that he is handling the chaos and the disgustingness and the hate and the ridicule that is surrounding everything about his inauguration, how he's handling that. I think the way he is handling it is indicative of how it is that he's going to handle the presidency. We posted last night, only a day after posting the day before, the list of the members of Congress who are not attending the inauguration. 2 days ago, we listed the 22 names when it was that. It was shared on our website alone 129,000 times the last time I checked. It didn't take more than a day for me to update a list, and now it's 60 and climbing of people who are not, these are Democrats who are not attending the inauguration. They've all made one statement or another. Some of them have made videos, you name it. All of them following in the footsteps of this lying Representative Lewis, who swore that this was the first time he was going to miss an inauguration. Yeah, well, by the way, you missed one before, okay? But he lies. And he got caught in his lie. And you know what? I told you, days ago, 4 or 5 days ago when this stuff started with this clown, what did I say? I said he's been riding the coattails of Martin Luther King. He's been riding his coattails since 1963, and he's been using the civil rights movement thing as his get out of jail pass every single time. And I said it to you. And what I say? I said a lot of people won't say that. They won't be brave enough. And now they're all coming out, and most people are saying the same thing. People from the right say, you know what? This guy really hasn't done anything. You know, how long are you going to keep on living off that one thing you did? And that's what he's been doing. But it doesn't matter. He started his own little movement now of all these Democrats who aren't going. Remember this. Mark this day that I told you this. Mark it. What they're pulling right now is not going over very well with the majority of intelligent Democrats. And I see the pause I made there? And it's sort of hard to say intelligent Democrats. Anybody who would vote for Obama, not once, but twice. I don't know how intelligent you are. But I'm not talking about these haters. I'm not talking about the haters and the protesters and the wild maniacs and the Hollyweirds who come out with all these wacky statements that have no basis to them, they have no way of backing it up. I'm talking about guys like Harlan. I'm talking about other people that you may be friends with who are Democrats by and large, maybe because they look at things with social issues different than maybe Republicans and conservatives do. Anyway, they are turned off by this. They are turned off by this because by not attending, by so many of them making a statement and spitting basically on Donald J. Trump, most of the people with rational mindsets realize the fact that Donald J. Trump has not done anything. He has not done anything wrong. You may not agree with everything he says, but to treat him, his family, and the United States of America in this sort of despicable way of spitting basically on your president, people don't like that. Most people with common sense, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you just take that away. Just take away politics out of it. Nobody likes to watch somebody be bullied, and they're trying to bully Donald Trump. They are trying to destroy him. Nobody likes that. You want to get into a debate and an argument with somebody, that's okay. If I sat here and started to rag on Alec Baldwin every single day, you'd be okay with it. But if I pushed the line too much and I started abusing him as a human being and abusing his wife and his children, and his wife and his children don't deserve any of this, you'd say, all right, you know what, DML, lay off the gas. We got it, man. I would hope you'd say that anyway. That being said, they're not doing this. They're layering it on, and they're making America look terrible on the outside to the rest of the world. And they're doing an injustice to the people that they're supposed to be representing in their district. Remember, when they took their oath of office, they did not take an oath to just defend the crazy radical lefties. They are there to represent all the people. And obviously they are not doing that. They have a responsibility to go, and they're not going. Now, with all of this, And then if you take on that all the celebrities who are just either not showing up to perform after they said they would, or just making every last effort they can between a tweet, a video, a Facebook post, whatever it may be, to kick Donald Trump in the shins, to show him up. Rosie O'Donnell, that absolute horror show of a human being, saying that she wants martial law, and all these other people, even this guy, this designer, Ford, whoever the hell he is, saying that he wouldn't dress Melania. Well, news for you, newsflash, buddy, you weren't asked to dress Melania. Then you know what happened? Based on the story that Trump gave this morning, is that Steve Wynn, the big, huge billionaire guy with all the hotels and casinos in Las Vegas, after he heard this designer Ford say that he would not dress Melania, he took all of Ford's stuff that was for sale in his boutiques across all of his casinos, and he rid of them. Out. And that's good. We need more people standing up for Donald J. Trump, and we need more people standing up for the Trump family, because they're literally getting abused, and it's just not right. Thank goodness Donald J. Trump has very thick skin and a strong backbone when it comes to the fact that he's going to stand his ground. He's not going to whimper away. That said, with all this hatred towards him, he was on Fox and Friends this morning, and I watched his interview, and he held it with such grace. He held himself like a president. Einhart asked him, what about these celebrities? What about Representative Lewis? What about all these performers? And you know what he said? He said, well, Lewis was caught in a lie. Didn't look very good for him. But you know what? I'm hoping all these people who don't show up, they will give us the tickets, because, there's a shortage of tickets, and people are dying to get these tickets, and hopefully they'll give the tickets up. He just held himself with grace. It would have been so easy for him to take that interview like he's done in the past and just rip people to shreds. He didn't do that. In addition to that, he even gave President Obama and Michelle Obama praise. He was very polite to them. He was presidential. He said nothing but niceness towards both of them. And let me tell you, he's got every reason just to do the opposite, because Michelle Obama has gone out of her way in interviews with Oprah and interviews and all the left-stream media to basically slam Donald Trump, to say that America has no more hope anymore. He's gone out of his way to be she's been disgusting towards Donald J. Trump, and yet he's not. He's just gone back to her with complete class and complete grace, and I think that says a lot about Donald Trump. When all of this garbage peels away, we've only got 2 more days of this stuff. We've only got 2 more days of where you've got an event like this that there can be so much buildup to. After that, it's going to be getting down to business. When all this cloudy, smoky, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, do that to people, for all this stuff that's coming in from the left, when that goes away and the focus becomes in on policy and the betterment of the country, you're going to wind up seeing people putting their focus on what it is that he's getting accomplished. And here's the beauty about his Twitter. And you know this, I go back and forth with his whole Twitter thing, because sometimes he makes tweets that I say are unnecessary. And hopefully he starts to mature with that as well. But on the other side, it's a very powerful tool. For example, he has been working his tail off to meet with General Motors and with Boeing and with all these different, with Carrier, with all these different companies, to try to get them to bring back manufacturing to the United States. And if you were with me yesterday, I told you how important it is to have manufacturing back in the United States, and how we can do that without necessarily focusing on what's going on overseas. We can just focus here on the country in terms of what it is that we do to lower the cost of doing business, to lower the amount of taxes, and to stop with all the regulations. If we focus here at home, it doesn't matter what they do overseas. They're not going to be able to compete with us. Trump has been working like mad, and he's not even in the office yet, to get companies to come back home. And he's getting that. He's getting the results. Nevertheless, NBC News turns around and puts out this information about how there's going to be more jobs growth and people are making announcements, and they don't give Donald Trump one iota of credit. Now, he comes out with tweets today and blasting that sort of tweeting I love. That is the power of his tweet. If he can keep him to that, if he can keep that sort of thing, if he could use the tweeting to put a light on the places where the mainstream media is trying to keep things dark. Then it will work for him. And eventually, I've said this to you before, I'm going to say it again, he leaves them, he paints them into a corner to where they have no choice but to talk about what is most important. When he does that, when he comes to the realization to say, hey, this tool is even more powerful than I realized. I don't have to say anything about Arnold Schwarzenegger. I could just keep it all to about policy and the mainstream media not giving me the fairness that they should be. He's going to do very well. All right, so now we go on to the next thing, which is, and I'm showing here limited bandwidth. So I think this new app thing, not our app, another app that we're trying to use, I think it only has a limited amount of space in it because I'm getting this limited bandwidth. But from what I can see, I'm not spinning. Seems like it's okay. All right, we go on to the next thing about the opinion. This sort of really dovetails from what we just talked about. Mayor de Blasio, I literally think that this guy, aside from Obama and a couple of other of these radicals, this guy is the single worst person I've ever seen elected to office. This guy, if he gets another term, it just says a lot about the people who are in New York City, okay? He is tweeting out, encouraging people to show up tomorrow at Trump Tower with, get this, he's going to be with Alec Baldwin and that handsome guy who looks like, keep yourself together, Dml, with Michael Moore. The three of them are going to spearhead an entire march in front of Trump Tower because they're going to send a message. Now, let me tell you, he put out some tweets. This is the beautiful thing about being here instead of out on the street. I can tell you what some of these tweets said. Michael Moore puts out, Mark Ruffalo, who is another, actor. Mark Ruffalo, Alec Baldwin, and myself will be holding a massive rally in New York City in front of Trump International Hotel this Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Come. I wish I could. I wish I could be there, but unfortunately, I'll be on a train, or at least I'll maybe be arriving in Washington, D.C. I wish I was there, because I was there. I'd go up to Alec Baldwin. I'd go up right up to his face. Which, by the way, I'm just letting you know this. Fair warning, Mary. If Alec Baldwin lives pretty much down the block from where we are, and we see him quite often. If I see him, I will get in his face over what he's pulling right now. All right? Oh, that would be good. Better have my cell phone. All right? So then de Blasio turns around and puts out a tweet. This is New York. Nothing about who we are changed on Election Day. Let's get to work. January 19th, Columbus Circle. Be there. So this guy is holding a rally against the President of the United States. He hasn't even taken office yet. And he's going to hold a rally against them. This is the sort of trash that people are electing here in New York. All right? So I'll tell you what. If you're in New York and you have the ability to go there, I want you to reach out to me today at wetrustdml@gmail.com, and we will actually pay you if you could go there and bring a camera and record some of this stuff for us. I would love it. Because we are collecting, by the way, Harlan and I have been outlining it more. We are taking the movie that I had started to make but had to stop because of a dispute with Newsmax. We are taking the footage that we have for what was going to be Fighting for Trump prior to the election, and we're still going to release the movie. We're going to make the movie called Fighting for Trump, and it's going to be about how he came to office and about what it is that he's going to do. It's going to be phenomenal. So I'd like to use that footage for this. So if you could get there, you send us an email, and believe me when I tell you, we'll pay you to go there and do it. All right, next thing. Wow. I've been telling you over the last couple of days, you have nothing to worry about in terms of being in Washington, D.C., in terms of being hurt or the president being hurt, and that it's going to be basically locked down there. And I stand by that. But keep in mind, we're spinning. Okay, I'll be quick. All right, let's see. Just got kicked off the last app. Right, position myself here. Yep. All right, you'll see the clock's not working, okay? But I like the way the clock looks, so that's why it's still there. I'm going to let the audience build up a little bit because I'm sure a lot of you were already on with me, and you saw that we had to drop off. You will not find this on the app. You will not find this on YouTube. We basically just got cut off. I'll explain it too, what happens. Let me just wait till this gets back up a little bit higher up. We'll let people jump back on. All right. Until then, I'll tell you about the clock. So this clock, I love this clock. And it stopped working a while ago. Man, how long has the clock not worked for now? Long time. Thanks, man. That helped. So it hasn't been working for a long time. But I won't get rid of it. Mary actually wanted to get rid of the clock. But I don't like I like it. Man, where did we get that clock from? Fortunoff's? Do you remember where we got that clock from?
I don't think Fortunoff.
No, we got it somewhere. I loved it. I loved it ever since we bought it. I know it doesn't work anymore, but I won't get rid of it. So I have a clock that won't work. And I don't know. I don't even know if we ever tried to get it repaired. I don't know. I just put different batteries in and stuff like that. It doesn't work. Anyway, let's just get back to business. All right, we're almost at 1,000. I guess you guys can watch this later. Look, I already told you we already talked about Trump and how graceful he was. And I just slammed on de Blasio and Alec Baldwin and Michael Moore because they're going to hold a anti-Trump, I don't even know what it's about, rally tomorrow in Manhattan in front of Trump Tower, protesting what? I have no idea. Just absolute ridiculousness. But it doesn't matter, because here's why. The next day, Donald J. Trump becomes president, and there's no protest. There's no protest they can do. There's nothing they can do to stop it. The train is left the station. There's nothing they can do. Alec Baldwin, do you think you're God? I am God. What movie is that, Mary? Malice? Hey, Alec Baldwin, I have a question for you. Tomorrow, when you go there to protest against Donald Trump, who, by the way, treats his daughter like gold, I should say his daughter's like gold, will you be playing the voicemail that you left your daughter when you called her a big fat pig, a disgusting pig? Maybe we should play it for you. I'll tell you what, I'd love that. I would love that. I go back to right now, anybody who lives in New York and who wants to make themselves a pretty good dollar amount, come send me an email at wetrustdml@gmail.com. And I want you to let's get the recording, and you can play the recording there in Manhattan on a loudspeaker. And says, give the Alec Baldwin video of him leaving the recording for his daughter about how she is a fat pig. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, right next to Michael Moore. And then take pictures of Michael Moore, who makes a gazillion dollars at selling crappy movies that are edited to be lies, more fake news from this guy, right? But he makes a gazillion bucks on it because all of the Holly weirdos, they turn around, they run his films. Instead of giving Dinesh D'Souza and Dennis Michael Lynch a shot, right? Could you imagine how well? I mean, look at D'Souza's movies. I don't think his movies are as good as my movies are. That's up to you to decide. But Dinesh's movies are still pretty damn good, you know? But you know how much trouble he gets? You know how much resistance he gets? I mean, I've talked to Dinesh about this before. It's just to get his movies out. And on top of that, with me, I went down the DVDs. I couldn't get into a single place. They wouldn't put me in a single film festival. Dinesh never goes to the film festivals. He can't get in, you know, but he wound up getting into Hollywood through this other guy. I mean, if they put our movies with the same kind of effort that they put Michael Moore movies, you'd have our movies would be doing $400-500 million in the box office, but they won't do that. So they only give it to Michael Moore, and Michael Moore is up there always, you know, he looks like a complete slob, and he goes out and he tries to pretend like he's part of the 99%. Yeah, he pretends like, you know, he's part of the poor people of Flint, who could barely hold on. He tries to pretend like he's part of that. Yeah, okay. Go check out Michael Moore's mansion on the water. Go check out how loaded this guy is, selling fake news. Yeah, these people reward themselves with money and Oscars and trophies and interviews and praise for basically giving out lies, fake news, you name it, okay? Can you imagine if a conservative, let's just use somebody who's got a pretty big name, and I'm talking about really big name in terms of conservatism. Could you imagine if Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity were to, or Bill O'Reilly for that matter, were to leave a voicemail for their daughters saying that they're fat pigs and never talk to them again, like Alec Baldwin did? Do you think that they would still have a show? They would be fired. They would be Rush Limbaugh would be disconnected from all of his from all of his outlets. Hannity would be disconnected from all of his outlets. They would have no more radio shows anymore. Their television show would be gone. O'Reilly would be gone, but not with this. No, Alec Baldwin, what does he get? He gets more movies. He gets spots on SNL. Everybody just overlooks it, just looks right over it, right over it. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Could you imagine? Can you imagine if I put out fake news on Facebook like they do on these other places? My page would be shut down. You'd be like, DML, where are you? Where are you? But the other places can put out fake news, and they're just allowed to stay. Stay here all you want. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. It's all okay. Yeah, in fact, you know what else is pretty amazing? Now, this didn't come out of Zuckerberg. Now, DML, I'm going all over the place right now. I'm not even supposed to be talking about this stuff. But I'm just on a roll here, right? What am I supposed to be talking about? I'm supposed to be telling you about protesters in D.C. We'll get to that. But there was an article the other day, and somebody said, we were talking about it on the editor's desk here. Hey, should we put this on the DML website? I said, no, we're not. We're not putting it on the website. I'm not writing that. That Mark Zuckerberg is positioning himself for a run for president. Maybe not in the next cycle, but the one after that. Good luck. But anyway, that's that. So let's go to the protesters, okay? The protesters. So I've been telling you, this is where we got cut off on the last one. I have been telling you, man, you gave me the small DML media hat. See, give me a headache. Not a headache, a headache. All right, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh, protesters in Washington, D.C. So I've been telling you that it is going to be the most safe spot in America on Friday with the inauguration. And I truly believe it. I truly believe the place is going to be in complete lockdown. It's going to be completely safe. They are totally prepared. At the same time, this Project Veritas now comes up with this second video yesterday, which we posted on DennisMichaelLynch.com. And their undercover video showing, and you could hear, that they are plotting to shut down D.C. in their own way, these protesters, and in ways that are absolutely criminal and in ways that are absolutely dangerous. They plan to shut down roadways for cars. That's one way. But they plan on chaining the subway system, chaining doors within the subway system. I mean, the hazard that this causes, and if they pull it off, it really is a very, very, very dangerous thing. So let me tell you one thing that I've always been very disappointed about with the with Metro Police, whatever metropolitan we're talking about. The story of the protest is always out there in full force, but we never hear about how these people have to pay for their wrongdoings. Now, maybe they do, but we're never told about it. And I would tell you, I would be showering this stuff all over the place. If these people pull this crap, there better be prices to pay, or else this kind of stuff is going to continue. All right? There better be a price to pay. If somebody locks me into a train, there's going to be a price. It's just that simple. The other thing you hear these protesters talking about is despicable and violent as these people are. They said, we can't wait to start doing some of the throat punching. So in other words, they want to punch people right there in the Adam's apple. That if you're hit there correctly in the Adam's apple, you're over. You get it? I mean, you're just over. It collapses, you're over. So I'm telling you right now, that DC is going to be filled with a lot of bikers and a lot of people like me. I guarantee you that these tough guys who talk about that they're going to punch people in the throat, I guarantee you there's not a one. But I will guarantee you this. If somebody tries that and they try it on a biker, or they try it on like somebody like this, or you try it and we see that kind of stuff, I hope you have jet fuel in your sneakers. Jet fuel. Okay?
But I assure you, these dirt bags that we're talking about, they're all this. A lot of mouth. A lot of mouth. Anyway, here's how we're going to conclude this. What's happening with the coverage of this, at least on this end, all right? First of all, we start with tomorrow. Tomorrow, I head into Washington, D.C. I will be broadcasting to you Facebook Lives throughout the day. I know usually it's always 11:40 Eastern Time. Tomorrow at 11:40, you will get Scarlett. She's going to do the walk and talk. Harlan is actually in D.C. I think he's traveling down tonight. He's going to be down there. We're not going to be working together on this one. Harlan is actually doing stuff for an Australian television station. But he and I will be running into each other, and we'll be doing some – actually, I'm going too forward. So anyway, Scarlett will be doing the walk and talk tomorrow. I will, from different points, giving you quick hits, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes on different Facebook Lives. Maybe do a couple from the train. Anytime I see anything that I think is really cool, I'll give you a little perspective. We'll bop in. When I get there tomorrow in DC, I will be hooking up with Harlan. We will do some kind of broadcast together. We will be going to places throughout Washington, D.C., where there are events taking place. We are not, although I'm invited with my pass, with my credentials to go to these places, I'm not going. I don't want to be in the inside. I want to be in the outside recording what's taking place if there are indeed protesters there. So I will be bringing that to you. So you want to make sure that you are continuing to check back at the Facebook page, DML Daily. All right. You want to make sure you're back here checking this stuff, because if it's not going to come out in your feed, you know, you're going to want to know about it. I will be sending, when I send tweets, it will go to your app. So if I'm going to be going live or something like that, I'll send it. You might get more tweets than usual on your app tomorrow, but at least this way, because it will be interesting stuff, especially if we see something that's going on with these rowdy protesters, whatever it may be. So I'm going to be covering that throughout the night. Then the next day, and this is where it gets really exciting. This is with me and a partnership with the good people at Right Side Broadcasting. I will be spearheading the coverage there for Right Side. Myself and one camera guy, we're inside, well, although it's outside, but we're in the inner circle, if you will, to where it is that the inauguration is taking place. So we will be broadcasting from that. Right Side will also have some of their own people throughout the crowd and around DC, giving you reports from, like the bikers, where the bikers are, and where just everyday people like yourself are. So it's going to be really cool coverage. You'll be able to watch that on DennisMichaelLynch.com. You'll be able to watch that on YouTube with Right Side. We'll take the player and put it in DennisMichaelLynch.com. And when I'm not working with Right Side, I will be doing stuff here through my phone and through my cameras, going directly in so you can watch either on Facebook or you can watch on DennisMichaelLynch.com. So you want to be checking the stuff out all day long. But the great thing for Right Side Broadcasting and Joe Seals, who has been working his tail off with his team, is that not only is it going on their YouTube, but YouTube itself is putting our broadcast on the main page of YouTube. So yours truly, with Joe and all of his great employees, we're going to be making a splash worldwide. It's going to be fantastic. More people will be watching us tomorrow than CNN, Fox News, all of them combined. How do you like that for new media, huh? So you want to make sure you do not miss that tomorrow. All right. Then after the inauguration is done, there's the parade goes on. It's things of that nature. I will be embedding myself in the crowd, trying to find more of these protesters, trying to find the resistance. I will go visit the bikers for sure. No doubt there. I love the bikers. I'll be going to visit them. And then, I don't know, I'm going to be making my decision. I'm not going to the balls. We're invited to the balls. I'm not going to the balls. It's not my thing. We may be, again, outside the balls, or I might just come home. I haven't made my decision yet. But either way, we will be having coverage for you, unbelievable coverage for you for the next day and a half. And then maybe on Saturday, I haven't made my decision yet whether or not I'm going to stick around for these women marches. I think it may be a lot to do about nothing. But we shall see. Either way, just real quick, again, I just explained to you, if you don't have the app, you're going to miss a lot of this stuff. I'm telling you that right now. I'm going to post stuff to the app way before we even put anything to Facebook, all right? I don't have access to Facebook like I do to my app right here on my phone while I'm out at different places. So again, to get the app, if you have an Android, or you have a tablet, you go to play.google.com, you download when you search for Dennis Michael Lynch. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, you go to the App Store, you search for Dennis Michael Lynch. It's completely for free. Some of you people saying, oh, DML, you're charging for the app. Or you want all this information before I download the app. You're looking at another DML. It's not us. We give it to you for free, and there's nothing. You just hit get, it downloads, and you're over. That's all. No money. I don't want any information. Nothing about you. That's it. All right? That's it. All right. I think my daughter, she posted something finally. She's been sick for a couple of days here, and she's going back to school. So she just posted something else on our Instagram, that Instagram.com. Go to DML is my dad. She's got something else up there today. And that's that. All right. So keep checking in. Stay safe until tomorrow. May God bless you. May God bless the United States. May God bless our troops. And may God bless the bikers.